YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We've got the Airbus A320neo from E-flite. This thing is huge, it's awesome, it's detailed, and everything about it works really good except for the thrust reverse. It makes a lot of noise, but it doesn't actually move backward. All right, takeoff flaps deployed. We're not even all the way down the end of the extended runway. Here we go. Second thoughts. Airbus. Woo! I forgot I gotta hold the nose down, guys. Did you see what it did? The plane likes to lift the nose when you gun it. And so now I'm gonna have to back taxi back into position. So give it down elevator and that will help. I love taxiing on this runway. It's so dang cool. And then we have this huge sweep here for very ordinary reasons. We got to be able to get our trucks in and out, okay? Pretty decent turning radius. It could be better, but it does the job. Okay, here we go, guys. 4-minute timer. Used up way too much of it for this, but that's okay. It's all part of the show. Here we go, guys. From dead stop. Full throttle. Get that thing running. There it is. She's in the air. She wants to fly out of the takeoff flaps. Gear are up. She's flying. 50% throttle now. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, I love the way the white changes its condition. Oh, it's so gorgeous. There it is, guys. The Airbus A320 from E-flite. So dang cool. Look at that thing. It's gonna burn through on this high-speed pass at 50% throttle inboard pass. Yes! Yes! It's so good! Oh, love the white tail. Here it is, guys. Coming back through. Oh, God, I love it. Oh, we are getting so lucky with this beautiful lighting. We got the sun right blocked behind some light clouds. Of course, we're 2 minutes used up already, which kind of sucks. But you know what? We've got telemetry on this thing. Takeoff flaps. Now watch this tight radius turn here. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Full landing flaps now. Check this out. Guys, tight radius turn for an airliner. That's a tight radius turn. Here we go. Down the runway. Right through the trees. In fact, we'll just jog over here and just take it right down the poop chute. There it is, guys. So gorgeous. If you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we do these second thoughts after we've flown a plane and then put it away for a little bit. Just so you guys can get an idea for what it looks like after I've got a little bit more experience with it. Of course, at the end of the day, to all their own. Some people love airliners, some people don't. I waited for years for this thing. Obviously, we had a few different brands. Supreme Hobbies had one. Of course, here's the Free Wing one. Never had that one. Would really like to someday, but I know the wings were really wiggly. I did fly it, though. I flew it in Alabama. Remember?
Yes.
This plane is definitely a lot better plane in general. It's more easy to fly. It's very well built and very good landing gear for landing flaps here. Now, that being said, of course, depends on what brand you like. This is an Airbus. That's a Boeing. They're similar in size. I think that one's slightly bigger, but they're super close. Timer, gear coming out. Slowing down, camera crew, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Hey. A few steps back, thank you, very good. That's called using up the runway, folks. Did you notice how long it went?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to slow it down a little bit more. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. Inside, you're good. So let's see if we can try a different line. Got a cut in front of you. Nope, to my right. Thank you. Good job. Obviously, this plane is big. It takes some room, gear coming out. And without thrust reverse, you're kind of limited on how fast you can get it down. Now, you don't want to stall the thing in, but you can fly it slower than I was flying it for that approach. So I just don't think I have the angle to get it here. I think I have to go around and slow it down. So guys, full landing flaps deployed. We're just gonna take it. I got a perfect touchdown though, but I'm just gonna try to bleed off some more energy. I have to kind of concentrate here. And there it is. Beautiful. But I'm gonna have to take grass just because otherwise she's a little bit too fast. But guys, talk about some resilient landing gear. Let's show you thrust reverse. Okay, here's thrust reverse. Nothing. It just doesn't move the plane backward. Let's go look at it. What an absolutely gorgeous plane. As you can see, I put down on the mains, had no problems getting it on the ground. It's more about a function of how long it wants to roll out for us. And so some people might want to set up a crow feature so you can come in with a steeper approach, but even bouncing along the grassy knoll, you can see the landing gear is still intact. I've still got the steerable, everything is working. In fact, let's taxi it on this rough spot. This is extremely rough right here. Going into extremely rough grass, and you can tell it's doing all of it just fine. We've got the turning radius is maybe not what we'd like it to be, because you can see it just doesn't quite have enough turning radius. You're good there. So I'll pick this up. We'll give you guys a close-up shot. Telemetry shows us about 6 minutes of flight time there, and we have like 50% of the battery left. So we'll probably go a little bit longer, but just keep in mind, margins on EDFs need to be wider or you're gonna end up with problems. Okay, look at this. What are you doing? Look at this. See, everything is still moving. Everything is still spring loaded. All the gear door. Here, let's cycle the gear. As you can see, oh, I did bend that one back just a wee bit. Let's see if we can bend it back real quick. Oh yeah, just a tiny little bit of bend. And there she goes. So as you can see, the gear are quite resilient. And by the way, this is not a super smooth spot in our yard. And yes, I did have to bounce up onto the intersection. So this is a big bump. So if you guys are flying from grass, you'll be able to slow it down and no problem. But what I want to do for now is, now that we still have about 60%, we're going to take back off. So we'll actually film from this spot, okay, give them a different angle. So here on Brian Phillips RC, the second thoughts is sort of a function of, hey, sometimes we don't get a chance to fly these things much. So we want to show you guys what we really think of them. And I love flying this plane. I just wish I could slow it down a little bit better. Okay, out of the gear. Forgot to push down the nose again, hon.
Do you want me to just stay here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to my spot.
Okay.
So folks, this Airbus A320 is just a fantastic plane. It does all the things you want it to do and then more. Oh, that was pretty fantastic. I'm gonna give you a higher speed pass there, camera crew. You good?
Yes.
So if you're new with us and you don't know what we do here, we unbox them, we build them, we do radio setup, and then we show the planes flying in their true colors, folks. There's nothing AI about any of the stuff we do. That's why I crash so much. Full throttle there. And just carrying over the pond. And then just behind the damn gift shop. And we'll come back, poke over the trees. You guys get a different vantage today because of the angle I'm flying and the camera crew is standing. But it looks like we're getting down to about 30% on our telemetry. So I'm gonna try a different approach if I can get it, hon. You okay? Good?
Yep.
So take off flaps now. Gear, landing flaps. See if I can just get it into a nice, relaxed glide slope from a long ways out. And that's a really rough line, folks. Like really, really rough. But as you can see, I had enough to get it over this. Look.
Yeah.
Waterway, woo! Drainage, not finished.
Not at all.
Very much rough graded. And let's see if the landing gear survived. Part of the reason I wanted to demo this gear, AKA, it'd be nice if I could slow it down. So to be honest with you, I think what'd be really cool is if there was a way I could deploy brakes and undeploy brakes, like thrust reverse. But in this case, we don't have an effective nacelle for the thrust reverse to work. I don't know why that is on this plane. We've had other airliners in the past that have had thrust reverse work fine, okay? So, did we bend the gear again?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope.
In and out just fine. And yes, they are spring loaded, and yes, they are canted back a little bit. So just remember, when you come in and land, and you've got this in at a perfect flare, you're touching down square on your landing gear, okay? So the other thought I had was, if you put more braking, like the bearings were tighter on these wheels, they're not actually bearings, it's just on a smooth shaft and they spin really free. If you could put some resistance on there, it might help. The problem is then you have to gun it into the sky even more. And so the thrust angle on this plane, it likes to lift the nose up just a little bit. So with respect to that problem, what do you say we build a 600-foot long runway instead, camera crew?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that real quick.
Oh, there's one right here. But as you can see, it's a little bumpy right now. Last time we flew this was all just 3-inch clean, like what you're seeing right there. And that's actually a new dose of 3-inch clean right there, hon, right there.
Yeah. Like
Zoom
right
in.
there. Yeah.
See? And we have the directional bore here today, still working. He'll be working for about a week and a half on this project just to get power from the house to the damn gift shop. And if you don't know why we call it the damn gift shop, it's because it's next to the dam, and you'll just have to watch the Vegas vacation and see Chevy Chase on his tour of the Hoover Dam. But if you haven't ever seen it, check it out. There's links to it on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it. That being said, this beautiful airliner is a showstopper. It is great. It does all the things you want it to do, and it does a really good job of doing those things. But it's not gonna be a super delicate, easy to break, like every other airliner we've ever had, okay? Truthfully, I love the way the Supreme Hobbies ones looked, but every single one of them was the most delicate thing ever. It was easy to break. One of our claims to fame on YouTube was flying the Airbus A330-600, which is a fictitious plane, and we had millions of views on that video. And then I had to answer hundreds of thousands of times that it is fictitious. They never made the 600 in a 330. They made a 600 size in the 340, which had the extra bogie in the center and 4 engines, smaller engines. The 330 had larger engines. I love the way that that plane looked because it looked like a 777. And so that's why I got excited about it, because I'm a Boeing guy, okay? But that being said, this Neo, this new A320 is fantastic. So if you guys fly full-scale airliners or you love airliners and you like this plane, you should check out the links in the video description below. You won't be disappointed. It is a great flying plane, but it doesn't just fall to pieces when you put it down in rough patches or really rough patches. And to be frank, I can't believe it made that turn. I can't believe it cleared the driveway. I'm just glad that I didn't have to try to take this, because guess what it would have done? It would have launched into that valley. Yeah. It would have been in that tree. It would have been like 10 feet up. But you know, planes that go into trees get damaged a lot more coming down than they do going in. And this plane would have been in a lot. So that being said, if you have a longer clearing from whence to approach, which by the way, I was approaching beyond not the near trees or the near trees or the all the way past. That was a long approach. So if you're intending to slow this down, couple of thoughts. You might want to make another servo that actually actuates and drops a zip tie or something that drags into the ground. You could have it tied to your landing flaps. You could make it clear or white. It'd be hard to see, but that's one thing I had thought about doing on this plane. And I don't know if you could tell, but I was pulling it into a flare all the way down the mains, all the way down the main chunk of the runway. And it still wasn't enough to slow it down. But to be fair, that's only about 175 feet. That's not much to slow down on. So if you guys are flying at a, an AMA sanctioned field, there's a good chance you have a longer strip. But if you're flying in your backyard, it might be too short. That's part of the reason why we have this strip, because the type of planes that I want to fly need a little bit more runway to really show them correctly. Also, you'll notice there is a little bit of a bowl. We're going to go down and back up. So even if I carry speed in, I can slow down by going up a hill, and then I will bleed off most of the power and inertia by the time I go up into the tall grass. So, or at least that's my hope. All things considered, this plane is awesome. If you don't have one, you should definitely check it out. Links are in the video description below. Buy one, support Brian Phillips RC. When you do that, when you follow the links, they know that we had some part in encouraging you to buy the plane or closing the deal, however you want to look at it. And then they give us commissions for that, which helps us to perpetuate this hobby that we love so much, to put not one, but two, wait, 3 runways, technically 4 if you count the dog leg, because there's a full scale strip here too. So all things considered, it's a great plane. I think you'll love it. I think you need one. We're flying ours on 6S. We're flying ours on 6S 5000, 50C pack, 100C might be helpful, but that was a pretty good amount of flight time, like maybe 8-9 minutes on the very max. But just don't do anything crazy, because that 9 minutes, you're gonna be pushing it. All being said, it's a great thing. I think you want one, check it out. Otherwise, to support Brian Phillips RC, if you don't wanna buy this plane, or you can't buy this plane, or you've already got this plane, you don't want a second, would be to support us with monthly support by YouTube members. Thanks for being members. YouTube super thanks, one-time donations there, or Patreon for monthly donations, and then PayPal for one-time donations if you don't wanna be part of those clubs of membership. So we appreciate that. Whatever works for you guys is great. We appreciate you supporting us. And by the way, the best way to support us, the easiest way to support us, is watch the videos, like the videos, and click the bell when you subscribe so you can learn all about these new planes as they come out. I will tell you this too, our product samples had some mileage on them when we got them, and I still just did 2 what would wreck most landing gear landings in a row, back to back, and it did just fine. So super exciting. I also think this would be a good one for a couple bottles of water and a string, and that'd be like a carrier landing, which would be pretty fun. My only fear is, how do you take off and then how do you throw it out? Could you deploy it yourself? I'm not sure. So lots of fun you can do. These planes are so much fun. They're so rewarding. And when you get a plane that's like a challenge because it's harder to land, or it's harder to take off, or it's harder to fly, or whatever, I almost find that to be very gratifying, as we've gone so many planes deep into this hobby. But I will tell you one thing, I like being able to get them back in one piece. Yeah. And I think you do too. So great option, the A320 from E-flite. It is big, it's beautiful, and it does everything you want it to do, up to and including all the light package that you could expect on an airliner. I love the way it looks. It's easy to see with the tail light. It's easy to see when you're coming in, and we've got good white forward-facing lights, good strobes, good retracts, good EDFs. Like I said, at the very beginning of the video, everything is great about this plane except for the thrust reverse, which doesn't suck. I don't know why. Let me know in the comments below if you think it sucks because it doesn't suck, which is a bit of a misnomer. And thanks for watching. We've got more right around the corner. Stay tuned.